How's it, guys? Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk a bit about the Powertac M6. It's a great little tactical flashlight that I got from Henry Bierman at Torch SA. Got it a while back, almost 2 months that I EDC'd this. Got proper use out of it. You can see there's a little bit of wear on the grip where the paint is coming up, but absolutely not bad. It's been holding up. I won't say abuse, I haven't really abused this one, but carried it every day in my pocket, took it out, used it if my other torch goes flat that I use for work. And this thing it's phenomenal. For such a small little flashlight, it is phenomenal. So let's have a look at the packaging. I got a bit excited when I took it out, so I damaged my packaging a bit. In the packaging, you get your lanyard, your charger, and you get this little envelope. So let's see what's inside. Okay, I've got a Powertac sticker for whoever wants to put it on the car. I'm not into that really. Some guys put it on their safes. I don't also do that because I don't see my safe every day, so I don't have my other stickers on it. Here's a second sticker. Then you've got your warranty registration. Got a warning where they advise you to use the Powertac lithium-ion batteries. User manual, and you get a spare O-ring, a keyring, a small keyring, and a bigger keyring. On the flashlight itself, you've got your lanyard hole, or your keyring hole if you want to put the keyring in. You've got an extra strong and stiff clip on this, and in the flashlight is the battery. Comes with a 2600 milliamp 3.6 volt 18650 lithium ion battery. So obviously if this battery goes, you're going to replace it with the exact same one. And according to Powertac, use the Powertac batteries. This thing is circuit locked, so other batteries might damage it. Okay, the torch has a magnetic base plate, so if I can grab my knife, which is lying right in front of me, I don't know why I'm searching there. If I grab my knife, quite a strong battery. It can hold this flashlight up like that. I'm shaking and it's not coming off. Absolutely phenomenal. I've used this feature a few times for my work. Put it on piece of metal and it shines where I need to see. I can use both my hands, and yeah, absolutely awesome feature. The flashlight doesn't come with a tail switch, unfortunately, but if you like tail switches, you can buy the Powertac M5. Exactly the same flashlight, except it's got a tail switch. Just want to apologize for the pet bird in the background. It's getting a bit excited. Magnetic charging. So you've got your charger. That's a fell from my end. So yeah, it just grabs when it gets close. You will have to put it in place with your hand to make sure it's nice and center. As soon as you start charging it, the light on the switch, there's a little red light on the in the switch. It will go red when it starts charging. When it's fully charged, it turns blue. Flashlight comes with 5 modes. Maximum is 1300 lumens. It's got high, medium, low, firefly mode as they call it, and you've got strobe mode, so that makes it 6 actually. So let's talk about the different modes quick. Okay, so what I forgot to mention was you can use the 18650 battery, which is included, or you can put 2 CR123A batteries in this flashlight. Obviously, with the CR123As, you're going to lose a bit of power and lose some modes, but I'm gonna take you through that. So firstly, you've got firefly mode, which is 0.51 lumens, half a lumen. It will, there we go, shine it against my hand. Your flashlight will run for 25 days straight in firefly mode. This thing is just so that you've got some light in the dark if you stranded somewhere. Okay, low mode gives you 50 lumens. That will last 25 hours. So quite a lot more light, obviously, 100 times more than firefly mode, and it still lasts 25 hours if you keep it on. Medium mode, it's got 180 lumens. That will last for 10.5 hours. High mode, this will give you 450 lumens for almost 3 hours. They claim 2.97 hours. So if you do the math, that comes down to about 2 hours, 54 minutes, something like that, 54, 55 minutes. So you can see it's quite bright, and I can actually feel the heat. The flashlight is about 20 centimeters from my face. I can actually feel the heat that's generating there, but it's not uncomfortable. And then you've got your turbo mode, 1300 lumens. This thing will shine for, according to them, 2.6 hours. So if you do your math, it's about 2 hours 40 minutes. And the nice thing about this flashlight, what I really love about this flashlight, if you switch it on in turbo mode, so sorry, I'm all over this place, all over the place with this. I get a little bit excited with this flashlight. It's got memory mode. So whichever mode you added last and you switch it off, you switch it on, it comes on in that mode. So if I switch it off in low mode, it comes on in low mode. So this is absolutely awesome. And this is the party trick of this flashlight. It does not step down when you have it in turbo mode. If you, wow, this is actually a nice hand warmer. It's starting to get winter in Cape Town or in South Africa, and Cape Town is quite cool today. So yeah, it's nice hand warmer. So if you switch it on in turbo mode, it's gonna stay on turbo for 2 hours and about 40 minutes before it starts dimming down. That is phenomenal. Other flashlights, I know, when you put them on in turbo mode, it's only for 2 or 3 minutes, some 5 minutes, whatever the setting is from the manufacturer, and it dims down to high. This thing is not uncomfortably hot. I can feel the heat, but obviously if I touch it, it does not burn like some other flashlights. This one has gone on in my pocket, unfortunately, because of the side switch. But that's all because of the position that I've got it on. I'll get to that, why I've got the pocket clip in this exact position and with where the side switch is. I'll get to that. But yeah, unfortunately it has switched on a few times in my pocket. This is all on me. I haven't read through the user manual. I don't know if it's got a lockout mode and how to access that. I will probably try and figure out that still or read through the manual, see if it's got a lockout mode, but it doesn't burn. So I felt it in my pocket that there's a bit of heat. Look down, see, oh, flashlight is on, switched it off. But it has not burned a hole in my pocket. You've got your strobe mode, which is also 1300 lumens, and this will run 3 hours. But I think if you run in strobe mode for 3 hours, you're going to get a bit disorientated yourself. Okay, with the 3 volt CR123A batteries, you get only 3 modes. It's the Firefly mode for 0.51 lumens, and you get that for 450 hours. Low mode, or 50 lumens, you get that for 8.1 hours. And your medium, 180 lumens, and you get that 6.2 hours. So if you got this in your car or in your grab bag or anything like that, and you only have the 18650 battery, grab a few CR123s, just put them in your pocket, because the CR123As, I think the manufacturers claim 10 years shelf life on them. So let's just go through the modes. There we go. That's the brightest mode you're gonna get with your CR123s. Just look at that. It's got a nice hot spot, but not as small as your high intensity flashlights. It's got a nice flat to it, so this thing lights up a hallway, a dark hallway, with no problems. Even under 180 lumens, no issues. Put it on, lights up the hallway. You can see at least. It might not be bright enough to disorientate an attacker, but at least you can see where you're going. The dimensions of the flashlight, it's about 111 millimeters long. It's about 25.5 millimeters or 1 inch in diameter. On the bezel, the back is a little bit narrower. That comes in at 23 millimeters. So a 2 millimeter or 2.5 millimeter difference between the body of the flashlight and the bezel. So the striking bezel, it's not overly aggressive, but if you strike someone with this against the head, it's gonna hurt, because you can see there, it's quite thin. The bezel is quite thin, so the pressure you're applying will be immense. It's definitely going to hurt someone if you use this as a striking tool. Now, to get to where I've got the pocket clip and my carry position, it's because in the night in the beginning I've grabbed this in the night and I couldn't find the switch. That's a downside for me, for not having a tail switch. But if I grab this and I got the pocket clip in my hand, then I've got my little finger on the button. So if I grab it, pocket clip is in my hand, and you can see I can access the button with my little finger. So the grip, it's got quite a nice aggressive knurling. And you can, I don't know if it shows up on the camera, quite aggressive, so it doesn't slip if it's wet. It's got a nice feel to it. I actually like how it feels in my hand. It's almost like it scratches my hand, and I absolutely love the feel of it. So the pocket clip is very, very tight. It's reversible. You carry this in your pocket, lens down. Now, I used to be one of those guys that say, but why would you want to flip the pocket clip and carry the torch lens up? That's just idiotic. Look at how far it's gonna stick out. I think it's got nothing to do with your carry position. So you're working. Grab your flashlight out of your pocket. Don't want to put it in your mouth, it's a bit too big. You're gonna have saliva dripping all over. So what you do is, there we go. Switch it on, and you've got a headlamp. Take it off. This thing is absolutely tight. Take the pocket clip off, put it back, put it in your pocket, lens down, and you're on your way. Absolutely awesome feature. The user interface of this flashlight, it's got a very simple user interface built into it. So obviously I spoke about the memory mode. So all you do is, I'm just going to put my hand here for so that you guys can see it switch on. So you've got just a quick press of the button and it goes on in the last mode that you switched it on. To switch between the different modes, when the flashlight is on, hold the button in and it will cycle through the different modes. So you cycle through the modes until you get where you want to be. For EDC, I have carried this one on medium. When it's switched off, you press and hold the button and it goes into strobe. Now if you want to go from strobe to normal light, while it's on strobe, just hold the button and it goes to the last mode where you switched off. So let's switch it off. I'm just gonna demonstrate this for you guys. Hold the button, goes into strobe. So you want to go from strobe to normal light, hold the button again, and it goes into the normal mode. There we go, and switch it off. Absolutely awesome flashlight, love it to bits. It will be very hard to change my EDC to another flashlight. Although I do EDC another flashlight, but that's only for work. Whenever I leave home, this goes in my pocket whether I've got that one with me or not. This is my tactical light or my self-defense light, to put it that way. So if I'm in a bad situation in a dark spot, this is gonna come to my hand. So I mentioned the flashlight has 1300 lumens. It's got a throw distance of about 220 meters. So it's not a high intensity flashlight. It's got quite a nice spill to it, or flood. So I've got some shots I took in the dark, which I'll be rolling just now. So it's got about 12,100 candela. And if you look at the hotspot behind me, you'll see it's not a small hotspot, it's quite big. So that's got to do with the lens in it. Now I've got a 850 lumen flashlight. I'll show that to you guys sometime. A little bit bigger than this one, but it's only got 850 lumens, but it's got 260,000 candela. Hotspot like this, that thing is intense. But yeah, comparing apples to oranges if you compare it to this. So let's talk about the price. The flashlight comes in at about 1,200 Rand. It's almost $100 if you convert it. With the current exchange rate, it's actually less than $100. Should be around 80 to 90. Absolutely awesome flashlight, and for that price, it comes with Powertac's lifetime warranty. So if anything happens to the internals, your LED goes, your electronics go, anything like that, lifetime warranty on it. The battery comes with a 1-year warranty. The flashlight is IPX8 rated, so it's waterproof up to 2 meters. And it's drop resistant up to 2 meters. I will roll my drop test for you also just now. So without talking about this any further, let's show you guys the shots I took of it in the dark. You can decide for yourself. I went through the modes, Firefly mode, low, medium, high, and turbo, and also the strobe. And you could see around about 100 meters with it on its turbo mode. I don't know if the camera will show that up. I went to a rugby field which was fairly dark, and I took it through the modes, and I was standing on the one try line under the post, and I could make out the post on the other side. So let's see if that shows up on camera, but here's the dark shot. Alright guys, I chose the darkest spot close to my house. It's a rugby field where I've got no immediate lights in the surrounding area except for in the road there. I'm here to test the Powertac M6. So just a quick press of the button, that's the Firefly mode. Barely gives you any light, but you can see it. With the naked eye I can see about 4 or 5 meters with it. Then hold the button in, you get low mode. Quite a big difference. So I guess it gives about a 20 meters visual. Hold the button again, you get medium, nice bright light, take you up to about 50 meters. Hold the button again, you get high. Now I'm standing on the one try line here, and I can just about see the rugby post on the other side, but barely. It's only because I know they're there that I know it's that. And then you get your turbo mode, and that actually lights up the rugby post quite nicely. Switch it off and long hold, you get the strobe mode on full, and quick press switches it off again. Alright, so that was the shots in the dark, and now I'm gonna roll my drop test. So, drop test done. Alright, thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for having a look at the video. Next week, I want to talk about my holster. This is my Shinobi Kydex holster. I've been carrying this thing for about 6 months now. Absolutely awesome holster. I just love it to bits. It's the most comfortable holster I've carried. But yeah, all that in my next review. So yeah, if you want to see a bit more about Shinobi Kydex, tune in next week and see if you like what I have to show you. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. And remember, your security is your own responsibility. Cheers.